We are on the Splitlanders session 194. Looks like Malin, it would be your turn to scribe if you are interested.
Absolutely.
Okay. Malin is scribe. And Uslag, I have you as the previous scribe. Would you like
Yeah,
to give us a recap of the events of last time?
sure. We finally entered the city at night on the 1st of summer and found an interest in the morning. We decided to get started on connecting with allies. My old friend Shock had been working to set up a guild hall where last I saw him. That sounded like a good place to start, but I had no idea where to look. So I spoke with the tavern keeper. I posed as a mercenary looking to join the new guild being built in the city. The only one they had heard of was called Splitlander Hall. That sounded like exactly what we were looking for, but seeing as we were laying low, I took a page from Glenn's book and kept a straight face. The tavern keeper said the new guild was doing well and even had connections with the Phoenix Guild. He then offered us 2 gold pieces to take care of a rat infestation in their cellar, but I declined. Malin was about to blow a gasket over the offer, so I quickly asked for directions to the guild hall and we took our leave. Shock was happy to see me and rightfully proud of what he had accomplished here. I introduced my companions, all of whom were new to him, and we caught up a bit. He told us of some recent events in the Empire that Splitlander Hall had been sending recruits to investigate. After that, we got to more serious business. Glenn explained his situation, being forced into service to the Blackwater family and his kids being held to ensure compliance. We told Shock our plans for getting them back and discussed how the guild could support us in this endeavor. They have many connections and resources here that we can utilize, and having a respected guild at our back will be useful. I could probably have gotten our group into the Phoenix Guild due to my previous group's decent rapport with them, but Shock offered to send a missive to get an appointment with the Archmage himself the next day. Next, Glenn got in contact with an old friend of his in his network who had done his best to keep Glenn's kids safe before the Blackwaters got to them. He was confident this contact, Yeldon, would be able to get Diddy into Patience Blackwater's estate as a newly hired housekeeper. We all decided it was safest if just Glenn went, though Malin was very unhappy not being able to vet the man himself. The rest of us were left with time to kill. Malin asked Eli to help him research a theory he had come up with while on the road. He wants to study whether soul gems can contain the essence of a Shadow Lord. While I like the idea of giving Shadow Lords a taste of their own medicine, I do agree with Eli that it's unlikely a Shadow Crystal, at least a regular one, would be able to hold their essence for long. But it might do something. If nothing else, we'll gain other insights while researching. While they were doing that, I spent some time at Splitlander Hall checking out their facilities and catching up more with Shock. Glenn returned later and caught us up. He had learned a few things there, one being there was a scandal involving the Blackwaters. Galen Blackwater is still missing, and things between the 2 other sons have gotten cutthroat. How many Blackwaters are there? Because of this, Patience has been unpredictable. We'll have to be extra careful or use this to our advantage. Yeldon did not know exactly where Glenn's kids were being kept. Diddy will have to figure that out for us. In the morning of the 3rd of summer, the mercenaries in the guild mess hall were buzzing about an attack on a shrine last night. My first thought was it could be something we investigated, since Malin had been warning us of this Hadrian Collider, who is known to cause chaos and destruction wherever he went. But when the words Moradin and arson reached my ears, the sinking feeling that has been forming in my chest grew heavier. I met with the others at a table. Malin wasn't there, and Estrella said Glenn had left without saying anything. We sat in uneasy silence for a while until Estrella brought up what all of us were thinking but hoping wasn't true. Was Malin behind this? The timing was suspicious. Surtur and Moradin are enemies, and the fire. But slaughtering the priests? When Surtur had asked Malin to burn buildings down for him in Issyk, he had at least insisted on having the buildings evacuated first. And Malin had ended up turning that request down after consulting us, which is a big part of why I continued to trust him. When Glenn joined us, he didn't seem any more troubled to me than I expected, considering we were about to finally launch the mission to extract his kids from the clutches of the Blackwater family. Glenn is a hard one to read most of the time, but I don't need to rely on insight to know he must be beyond anxious right now. I wish there was more I could do to help. But we had our meeting with the Archmage of the Phoenix Guild to get to. So we all set aside our concerns about last night's destruction for the time being and made our way there. The reception hall was familiar. The board clerk at the desk asked a lot of questions, probably starving for some entertainment. I, for one, would probably go mad working a desk job like that, so I don't blame her. She then directed us to the teleporter, which took us where we needed to go. Archmage Symphony welcomed us. While I had previously had very little interaction with him since I was busy funding the party's research in the fighting pits during our weeks here, he still greeted me warmly. He was disappointed to hear Noam Chomsky had parted ways with us, but was interested in my new companions. I let them introduce themselves because I can't keep track of when to give false or true names here. He already knew our group had been looking into Shadow Lords and Rune Masters from our previous time here, so our discussion was mostly catching up on what we have learned since then, including the Tower and the Rune Master ritual to trap a Shadow Lord, the information Shaith gave us on cult activities in the Feywild, the Frost Giants, the Nightweather platform and the cultist activity in the Shadowfell, the Trask, etc. We did not mention Xerxes, the Zatian, or the citizens of Nightweather just yet. Xerxes had told us he had a complicated history with the Phoenix Guild. That might be something that comes up later. Malin also brought up Hadron Collider, and Symphony suggested talking to the Crimson Blade or even the Artisans Guild about that to see if they knew anything. We learned a few things from the Archmage in return. Since the reclaiming of Issyk, the Phoenix Guild had been sending people out to seek signs of Malik and Guyvok's activities, including ambassadors to the Feywild. There is a leak of sorts between the Shadowfell and the Feywild, destroying parts of it and corrupting others. He spoke of tricky politics impeding their efforts. He also mentioned the Blackwaters had discovered a ritual for trapping Shadow Lords similar to the one we found in the tower. He attributed the Blackwaters' knowledge of the Shadow Lords to the strength of their spy network. Symphony agreed to lend us his arcanists should we need help in any research, and if there was anything else we needed from the Phoenix Guild to ask. He invited us to stay for lunch, and we talked more. Letting them in on our plan for the Blackwaters may or may not benefit us, but we'll leave that up to Glenn. With the meet and greet with the Archmage over, we all returned to the guild hall. Diddy got ready to depart for the Blackwater estate, and she and Malin took some time to say goodbye before she left. Malin was understandably worried, but we have seen firsthand how good Diddy is at infiltrations. When we met in Roa Calls, she was disguised as a grouchy, drunken, dwarven innkeeper, and none of us questioned it. Now, we wait for Diddy's reports from inside the Blackwater estate. What to do in the meantime? While there are factions in the city we could turn to for more information or alliances, I am wary of letting too many people in on our plans. Later, Estrella and Eli investigated the attack from the night before to alleviate or validate our suspicions. When they returned, Estrella caught me up on what they had learned, and it wasn't looking good. The Crimson Blade is looking into the attack because of magic being involved. Witnesses were just passersby and mostly saw the building collapse and a large armored figure fleeing the scene. It could still be Hadrian, but I don't know. Estrella suggested maybe we talk to the Crimson Dagger. I know we'll need to talk to Malin about this eventually, but then what? There we go.
All right. Thank you for that recap.
Yeah.
So
That was extra hard today because breathing is difficult.
Very nice job.
Thank you for
Thanks.
powering through it.
Yeah.
All right. Oh wait, that's the story points. Ignore that. So it is the 3rd of summer at 8 a.m. I think we had just passed the evening, and we were kind of in downtime mode as we were passing time and just letting Diddy do her thing. So what do you all want to do? Or do you want to just keep passing time?
Looks like, did you want to talk with Glenn or?
Yeah, I think Uslag, didn't you
find him
mention
and
that last time that you wanted to talk with Glenn towards the end of the session?
Yeah, it wasn't really. I mean, she tried to find him, but she couldn't find him, so she probably would have just given up. I don't know. There wasn't really anything super important.
All right, well, as I said, does anyone want to do anything in particular, or are we just passing time? I guess
I guess I would just be I'm trying to make things as smooth as possible, so I guess I'd be helping the spies train.
All right. So you're kind of training your people.
And make sure that Diddy's got the best help that she can get.
I guess I would. I'll talk to Glenn again, something like at night or whatever.
All right. So the day is passing. So nothing really goes on today. So if you are working on downtime projects, I guess you could put a day towards them. Just to get an idea, what is everyone working on right now? Like for downtime stuff.
Actually, instead of that, can I look into lore for altering my magnificent mansion?
Yeah. Do you have a project for it yet?
Not yet. I think I do. It says I've written down. I have 3 arcane lore.
Okay. Actually, who's Darian Softcaller?
He was
He used
a
to-
PC,
he-
wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a previous
All right.
player character that left.
I'm gonna get rid of one. Well, he has a project on here for learning Elvish. I'm gonna get rid of it just because this list is kind of bloated. Uslag, you're still learning Elvish, right?
I mean, technically with her rebuild, she knows it now.
I'm gonna get rid of this.
But I could
then.
still say she's learning. Yeah.
Well, are you still teaching or learning smithing? I guess. Why does it say teaching Uslag smithing? Are you teaching yourself smithing?
No, she's been learning from various places. I don't know.
That used to say somebody else. Someone
Yeah,
else.
she's learned a little bit
I
from
think it was another
Chomsky. She's
character or
got
something.
she's got a guy in the camp that teaches her, but
I'm
she
gonna
didn't
just
bring him
put
with her.
learning smithing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
you
but
already
the
have
ne-
that,
The next
actually.
line is, the first line was somebody else. I think the name got changed at some point.
Alright. Can I just get rid of that then? The learning the first. Are you looking at the downtime project area in the sheet? Uslag?
Yeah, I'm just saying I remember that used to say something else, but I don't remember who it was.
I'm still learning smithing. I'm confused.
Because the next line shows Uslug's got 32 days in. The 3 days was just, I think it was another PC that was teaching her. Yeah.
I was just asking her, like, are you okay with me deleting this project? Because it seems like you don't need 2 of them.
I'm just looking. I guess I don't. I'm just
Okay.
trying to find.
Well,
it.
a moment ago it didn't say learning smithing, the first one. It said teaching Uslag smithing.
Oh yeah.
I
Chomsky
think
was
Boo
teaching.
just
Yeah.
changed it before
Chomsky
he
put that
realized the
there.
next line was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll just get rid of it.
I wasn't
then.
looking at the thing, so I was very confused.
What about the Tyvanus Fight Club? Do you still need that? Or is that done?
What? Oh,
First
that was
angle.
that was
That was back
yeah.
when,
That was the week. Yeah,
Okay, so
that
that's
she
done.
was making money for the group. Yeah, no, she get rid of that.
See, and the Tyvanus Artisans Guild, I'm pretty sure that was Chomsky at one time
That-
too, but now
yeah,
it
it
says
shouldn't
Uslag.
say Uslag for that.
Yeah,
it
know
didn't
how
used
these
to.
names are all different.
All right, I'm gonna get rid of it. Uslag Coliseum. I'm not sure what that is. So can I just get rid of
This
that?
is all new to me. Yeah,
Okay.
and I also didn't do any carousing, so
Dwerger. All right, I'll just delete that too.
I'm pretty sure, that wasn't you either. This is just so weird.
Chomsky's not here, so I'll get rid of this. Malin, magical item with deep frost. I'm not sure what that means.
I'm not sure either.
I'm just gonna.
Oh, maybe I think I asked about like, do you guys have some interesting, magical item? You can just chuck it.
All right. Chomsky is not here. Glenn, Twilight's Edge researching. Is this still a thing? Looks like you have 1 of 5.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay.
I do remember.
Get rid of it then.
I think you got what you needed from that. It was for trying to figure out what to do with the essence.
Eli, you are still
Thank-
training Leroux, right?
Yep.
Do you know how many days you have invested in that?
3.
Okay, I'm going to move that to the top and change it to 3, because it says 1 right now. Okay. Train Raldo, is that still happening?
I don't know. I think I trained him once. Yeah, I don't think it's a regular thing.
Okay.
But no, he just asked me recently, I think. But we haven't really had a lot of time, so.
Well, is it just the 1 day you've invested so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you training him?
I don't
think
know.
you're
I
just
guess
training
trying
him
to
to
level him up.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
so.
that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
I'll put that in the description.
Yeah, I guess I could continue doing that, but I mean.
Estrella,
that's the new
scribing.
one. Yeah,
scroll.
I actually do come in here and update mine every single time I have a project, so that is
Okay.
completely accurate.
That is okay. I'm just
I
going to move
update
it
the
up.
smithing. one,
Yeah,
too.
it just started on the 67th of spring, before
Yeah.
we came to Venice.
I'm just going to move it up to the top and delete this one. Okay. Or
Oh,
wait.
You lost the.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I'm going to have this 67 of spring. Okay, and Glenn Spies set up safe house 68th of spring.
I should have 2. Yeah, that and then the Magnificent Mansion, which I have 3 arcane lore for. It says.
How many, do you know how many days you've been training the spies?
Probably would have only been like 1. I mean,
Okay.
because we just kind of started mentioning it.
I guess, well, the 2 weeks to the capital, I think you mentioned
That's
possibly
true, yeah.
training them along the road.
Okay, yeah, if I can, whatever I can get counted for those, then during travel.
Alright, sure, we'll say you've been training them, so that would be 15 days. It's kind of ongoing, so I'm not going to put it complete. And you said the Magnificent Mansion, right?
Yeah, currently I have marked down. I have 3 lore.
Glenn.
Arcane lore.
Do you know where you found that lore? I guess it doesn't matter because that's acquired already.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I've been listed down for a while.
You have no days in it yet. You need 7 to complete. And okay, there, I'll do that. So you have 3 lore, you said. So yeah, if you want to go do some more research on that, it would be 50 gold for use of the Phoenix Guild library.
I thought the Archmage said that we could use his resources.
Did he say you could research for free? Because he doesn't necessarily own the library. It's sort of kept by the.
I thought
He just said he could lend us some of his arcanists. I don't know what that meant.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, you can go ask him. But if you're just going by the book price, like they would charge you 50 gold to use the library, and you could hire assistants at 50 gold each, up to 6 of them, to gain a +6 to the roll.
I would see if I can use my connections, of working for Blackwaters to get a discount or something, maybe.
So you go to the Blackwaters and ask them? Because they have a library as well.
Yeah.
They don't know where
Well, they don't. Yeah. I guess.
I thought you were just
you know-
name dropping. I didn't know. I didn't think you meant you were gonna go to the Blackwaters, right?
Well, but even so, even if I name drop them, that might get back to Blackwaters. Like, hey,
Sure.
I'll just pay the 50. Much cool to have on me.
All right, and do you want assistance, or is it just the 50 gold?
Just the 50 gold. How much do we have in party loot? How much gold do we have in loot? Like loose gold.
Well, yeah.
Do you not have 50 gold pieces?
We do,
but I don't want to use it.
Maybe you guys should start paying your people. You guys are too communist.
We don't have a lot of money.
Oh.
No,
I mean,
Yeah,
the
we
guy
really
was the
don't.
guy
What
was
are you
like, "You
talking
can
about?
kill the rats in my
What are you
basement." And you like
talking about? We
scoffed
hire
in it.
people every day.
Like, I don't need to kill rats. You know who we are.
We
And
have
like,
a
oh,
decent
we're,
amount.
we're
I
kinda
don't know
poor.
where to find the money, but we do have.
There, it's in
have-
inventory. I filtered by the currency, the actual
We
coinage.
also got a decent amount of platinum.
Yeah,
Oh, do you
We're
want to
not
hand
like-
out
Okay.
some gold so people have some money?
yeah. I mean, I guess if people, yeah, they could have.
Yeah, we have basically no gold. We have 107 platinum coins.
You can hand those
That's
out
it.
too.
Wait, we don't have gold?
No, we spent it all. Although, wait, I don't know what this
What?
is. Wait, there's a blank line there. I think somebody
I'm pretty sure
deleted.
that's gold. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
like, we
somebody
didn't
deleted
spend
the
gold. Like
coin
the pale
gold.
coin, yes, but
That 1951's got to be gold coins because there's no gold coin line, so someone has deleted it.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would make sense. All right. Well, do you want to pay Glenn? Or go ahead.
Yeah, can I just take 50 gold from the party treasury?
yes.
Right. Okay. No, just yeah, okay with that.
So
And
you now have
Malin is going
19
to-
and 1 gold pieces.
Malin
You
also
take
has
more
some magical items to stash for no reason at all later. Yeah, no reason whatsoever. I'm gonna
Here,
stash these items.
I'll edit your gold. 1901 as Glenn took 50. All right, and that pays for your project. Got it. Got it.
Did I try and find a buyer for that book, or would that be pretty much a downtime activity day?
I think we want to return the book.
I don't think we've decided as a party what to do with the book.
Yeah,
It's
it's
sort of an
up in the
elephant
air.
in the room.
I mean, if he sells it before you return it, then it's pretty much, answered. But yeah, selling the book would probably be like actual downtime, like at least a week, because it's.
We're trying to
it's-
lay low in the city.
I mean,
Hey, this is the material plan.
Yeah, I don't care.
all right. So Glenn,
you don't know
though,
that.
you
You don't know
are.
that there isn't someone here that would know what that is. I mean, if it's valuable to them and they want to buy it, then they know what it is. Therefore, the word could get back.
But Glenn, for now, you are putting a day towards research, right?
How many days are needed?
7. It's a downtime week.
Okay, well, that's
So you start that project up today. Uslog, what are you doing today?
I guess she would. I guess if the Splitlanders Hall has a blacksmith, maybe see if she could continue learning that. She doesn't really have anything else that.
So yeah, I mean they they would definitely have contacts to do things like learn languages and skills. So they would send you to meet someone. And it would just be the standard 5 gold a day.
Okay. I guess she'll do that.
Okay, so you can put a day towards that. What about Estrella?
She's describing her scroll unless we have anything
Alright,
specific we need to do
scroll.
for her. Yeah.
Malin.
I'd be working on that shadow crystal research. I don't know if Eli's still doing that, but I would just assume doing that.
Do we have a project for that?
I mean, we talked about it and we were like kind of doing it yesterday. Not yesterday,
Alright,
like
well,
last session.
Do you have any notes on that at
They
all?
were.
I can start a project now.
Yeah,
let me see.
let's start that project.
Malin.
'Cause
the
that-
location is.
Yeah, I wrote it in the
Tibonus.
journal. But
And what exactly is this?
If we can siphon the Shadow Lord's power into the crystal, into a
If you
shadow
can
crystal,
trap
or a crystal.
them.
Trap them, or at least their power.
Oh, like they were doing to the Tarask and the Giants.
Yeah.
It's a research project. Okay. All right. So that would be. Do you have any days into that already?
Eli did 1 day, and I did like half a day into it.
All right, so we have 1 day already. That's fine.
Yeah.
So I think Oh. So if you started it at the other library, you would have to pay to use this library in this city. It would be the 50 gold pieces.
They were in the city to do.
Oh, did you start that
Yes.
project in this city?
Yeah, like in my journal, I mentioned that
Okay.
he had gone. Yeah.
Yeah, he talked with Symphony about it and then started it.
And I assume there was no like assistance.
No, it's just the two of us.
Okay. All right. And Glenn, you're doing your thing. What about Eli? What are you doing?
So, did we send Laro with the spies, or do we not do that yet?
So she's around, we'll say. Because you're talking about Glenn spies.
Because I know, yeah, we had at one point talked about having her go with them about setting up a safe house for Diddy, or like to keep
Right.
eyes on Diddy.
Okay, I kind of remember that. So I'll say they're in the process of doing that, and Laro is kind of helping, but she's not necessarily doing it as a downtime project. So she is free if you want to do more training with her.
I'll train her.
Okay. So we'll say she checks in. So the day is passing. You guys are kind of doing your thing in the city. Also going to Splitlander Hall. Now, is anyone doing any other... I think I already asked this, but is anyone doing any other RP? Oh, right. Someone was doing something in the evening, right?
Yeah, I was gonna go talk with Glenn.
Okay. So you would pass the day. It's been pretty quiet, maybe a little too quiet. I think the group is kind of staying below the radar a little, so that helps. No one's well, other than Malin, attacking a shrine and killing a bunch of people. Mostly below radar. Luckily, it doesn't seem like anyone has figured out who it was, at least not yet. So yeah, you head to Glenn's room. It's the evening. Maybe you hear some music coming from within.
I knock. Glenn, can I come in?
You might enter.
Okay, go in. Close the door behind me. So, any news about Diddy, or what's going on?
Yeah, I got some bad news, man.
What?
Got caught.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Can I insight check that? It's like out of the blue, he decides to just say that.
I didn't hear what he said.
He said
Got
Diddy got caught.
Did he got
Decides-
caught? Oh.
I couldn't understand him either.
Sure,
Wow.
if you want to make a deception, Glenn.
Hey.
I mean, yeah, I can't. Damn, it's a good roll. I can't.
Three.
Wait, what? Wait, how? What happened?
Well,
Like,
yeah,
I'd rather-
I puts his hand on his shoulder and he kind of like has this like really serious solemn look. He's like, "Yeah, I heard that when she got caught, she kept screaming, 'God, I hate you, Malin. Why did I ever get with you?'"
I go, I just give him like a sour look. I'm like, really? Really? God damn it, man. Like, come on. Don't do that. You know how...
He just smiled.
Look. I am sorry for, what I did. I wasn't... Like I said, I'm not the happiest for, behind those actions. But I take like a pause and say, I have a question for you. What?
What's up?
Well, okay, let's Mercy, everything willing, we actually go and get your kids back. But what's the plan after? Like, aren't we supposed to go to night weather and only Zatian can go and we can't come back?
He nods. Yeah, I mean, that's what we've been told. That's what I've been thinking about. Don't really know. I've asked if other people can come with us to night weather, and so far, people have said no. But I mean, people. I mean, people existed in night weather before this whole Zatian bullshit. So there's got to be, some way for people to get there. It's not like, the people who built night weather. I mean, were special, but I just don't see how. Like not all of them were Zatian, right? The people who built night
They're
weather.
of a
So
certain race, I guess. But
there's got to be a way for non-Zatian to get to night weather.
so you would want to take your kids with you to night weather?
If I could, yeah. Apparently, we're not able to come back.
I don't know. I part of what's gotten me into such riled up like more than usual. But yeah, I was thinking, that like, if what if I stayed? I know it's like supposed to be our destiny and whatnot, but I don't. I do care for Diddy, and I wouldn't want to leave her. I'm not sure that place is exactly hospital, but I have my doubts on how many generations of Zodian have gone there not taking people. So it's something I legitimately have been thinking about, and I guess you're like the only person who would be in a somewhat similar situation about people you care about.
I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. If non-Zatian really can't go to night weather, I'll lose something no matter what. Do I say, mate?
Wouldn't that be ironic? The two of us just end up just retiring and having a simple life. That would be something, huh?
That would be. I mean, I always figured I would die on the job.
So did I. But, maybe that isn't such a bad end. I mean, after everything we've been through and everything we've done.
Yeah, perhaps a quiet life out in the country wouldn't be too bad.
I think about it and I'm like, that doesn't sound too bad at all. Yeah, that's all I got.
I wish I had a better answer for you, but I'm still struggling to find an answer myself. Hopefully, before the time comes when we have to choose, we'll know whether or not we can actually bring people or not.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right, so you have the short discussion, then go about your day. And I guess I'm just gonna pass the week because I didn't roll anything bad happening. So let me pass some time. So that's gonna be, let's see, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. So that's gonna be the 10th. Is when we're gonna pass to. I think that does complete some of your projects.
How many days are we passing?
Just the full 7.
7, okay.
Yeah, so Malin.
50 gold every day for mine?
No, it was just 50 at the start. So Eli, You train Laurel. I'm going to say she gets to level up.
Nice.
So I'm going to get rid of... Well, I'll leave this here just in case you want to keep training her. But she is going to... actually... Yeah, that's fine. We'll give her 1 level. So she is up to 9 now. Which is going to increase her HP by 6. And I think... Does 9 increase your proficiency bonus? Is that one of the levels that it increases on? I guess I can check.
Proficiency bonus increases at 5 and 9. Yeah, it's +4 now.
It's +4, okay. So her longbow attack goes up. And her short sword also goes up. And I think... I'll say she also increased in spellcaster level. Okay. So she is leveled up. So she thanks you again for all your help. It says, this will help me be even more useful in times to come. I appreciate all your training, Eli.
You're very welcome.
She says, I just wish I could do something to pay you back for all the time you've, helped me. Are you sure you won't take some money from me at least?
No, it's for the betterment of the group.
She nods and says, wow, it's very kind of you. I will not forget this. And gives you a smile. Uslag, you were training Raldo, so that happened. I already leveled him up.
I thought I was
wait,
working on
that's
smithing.
right, you were working on something else. What were you working on?
Smithing.
Smithing. Alright, so you can put just the 7 days towards that.
Yep.
Your smith buddy will say, you're really improving, Uslag. You got some natural talent for this. I can't wait till you can start helping me at the forge. Maybe we can build some stuff together.
It'll be nice to be able to improve my own weapons and make something fancy.
He nods. He says, you got talent, that's for sure. I look forward to seeing some of your swords in the market with your initials on them or something.
Well, maybe in another world where I could retire from this and, live a quiet life, but, well,
Says,
it's a nice dream.
Retire? What do you do exactly? I mean, I've seen the scars, and you seem like you've been out and about. I don't know much about you, though. You've never really been one to talk about yourself. He says, I always assumed you were just some, maybe a mercenary.
It's essentially a little more than a mercenary. Can't really talk about it, but we've got important stuff.
So you kind of just hinted it,
Yeah.
but not say much?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, he'll
I don't know this
nod
guy too well.
respect that as you continue your lessons.
I mean, he's been traveling with us a long
Wait,
time.
is this Ichabod?
This is
this isn't Ichabod.
Raldo is, Raldo's the one we hired before we went in the mountains the very first time. So he's been with us through all the.
I thought this
giants,
was just
fire
some random
giants.
training.
This
some
is
random
a
blacksmith.
random blacksmith. This isn't your guy.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't Raldo. Raldo doesn't know anything about smithing.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry, that was who you were training.
Yeah, it was just a guy the Splitlanders Guild set her up with because she was looking for a new trainer while she was in the city.
That's right. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So
Raldo
Glenn.
knows the deal.
Wait, why isn't? Yeah, okay, Glenn. I need an intelligence check from you.
For me?
Yes. for your research. Research is just straight intelligence.
Oh.
Okay. I think that still gets you 1 piece of lore. I can't. There we go. So you got a 7. Yeah, so you spend your time looking up some obscure information on spells and spellcraft, adding 1 piece of lore to your collection. Now, remind me, you were looking to use the special essence to do this, or were you looking to do it without the special essence?
Special essence.
Okay. Right. So with the essence, this is which piece of essence was this again? Like which from which creature?
I think it was the
Nessie.
Was
yeah,
this
Nessie.
Okay.
Yep.
So with the 4 pieces of lore, you think you are ready to do a ritual. Do we have a storyline for this in the Discord? I don't think we have one, right?
No, not from this.
Okay. Let's how many story points do you have? Oh, you have a bunch. All right.
Yeah.
So I'll say with all the research you've done, you think you are ready to do this. It'll just cost you 8 story points, and then you will have your permanent mansion. And it'll cost you the essence, of course.
Okay. Well, and there's still kind of talk about that. So if it's permanent, does it still have the because it still is an 8th level spell. So I mean, is it still going to have, or is it 7th level? It's
So it will.
yeah, 7th level.
It will basically it'll connect you to a, instead of a random pocket dimension, it'll connect you to a set area that's static. None of your servants or anything will exist there while you're not using the spell, but the actual, place will be ongoing. So you can leave
Okay.
things there.
So was it? So it means that like.
So we could
It
leave
won't be-
stuff there and it would be there when we go back?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, cool.
Well, that was the whole idea, is to basically make it a mobile camp. But that means it's not a source of like food and water though anymore.
When you cast the spell, it would put the appropriate amount of food and water in there for the time. But once the magics deactivate, that would go away. So like you couldn't really live in there unless you brought your own food and water. But like if you just stay for the time of the spell, it'll have the food and water that the magic provides.
Well, because the duration of the spell is 24 hours.
Yeah, and doesn't the spell provide food and water?
Yeah, because it basically, it's like a 10-course meal or something, like a 7-course meal.
So basically, if you stayed in there longer than the 24 hours, the food and water would vanish until you cast the spell again.
Okay, so then,
or you made your own food.
Does the essentially the doorway into the Magnificent Mansion disappear after the 24 hours then?
Yes, and you have to use another spell to gain access to it.
Okay.
But anything...
Because that's what it is. I basically wanted it to basically just be a mobile camp. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
so people and things could be in there. It's just they, would have to be fed, and they could be trapped if... I'll say they can leave, but you can't re-enter without the magic. So they can always have a way out, but they don't necessarily have a way in.
Okay, makes sense. They can voluntarily like shut themselves out. Or there's
Yeah.
always like an exit door.
It's a
but not
one-way
an-
door, yeah, basically.
Okay. Because that would essentially, allow me to have a mobile camp. Let's have a mobile camp, and we even have our NPCs in there if they want, and they can just, they can bring some of a few days rations, just in case of emergency. But like,
Alright, so I'm going to spend the story points, if you're okay with that, the 8 story points. We'll say
everybody
this is-
okay with the essence and stuff being spent
Yeah, if
on?
you want to use that.
Yeah, I
Nothing
think that sounds
problem for me.
like a good idea.
Okay.
So you have your breakthrough, and this mansion is now a permanent forest base. Congratulations. All right, so that was it for your downtime.
Well, then as soon as that happened, because like if we spend a week, that should be like day 6, or
Yeah.
So I
That'd be
would
the
like
end
gather
of-
everybody.
The end of day 7, basically. Oh yeah, we can RP that, sure.
Well, I would just gather everybody. I'd be like, guys, everybody gather around. Check this shit out.
Exciting.
What's up?
You guys said I could use that the Nessie essence. I found a fucking sweet way, something sweet to use it on.
Oh,
I can, and he pulls out his harp, and he's like, and he plays it, and it's like, see, if you listen real carefully, I'm able to play an octave above what this harp is normally able to play, thanks to that essence. Fucking awesome, right?
bruh.
Wasn't ready.
I can hear the difference. Yeah, that's cool.
There's no shot. I don't believe you after last night. What did you actually use it on?
And he continues to play, and then he opens up the rift into the magnificent mansion. And he opens it up, and he ushers everyone inside. Be my guest and take a look.
Alright, so it
Is
seems
me
like
modeling?
the normal forest that Glenn usually has as you enter in.
As I enter in, and it's like, it looks like the normal place, right? Well, if you remember, one of you suggested to store stuff here. And I remember telling you the first time I used it that every time I use a spell, it creates a new pocket dimension. So every time I cast a spell, it's technically the same Magnificent Mansion, but it's technically not. It's a different Magnificent Mansion, really. Well, with some research and the essence, every time I use a spell, I am able to open up to this same specific pocket dimension, Magnificent Mansion, which means we can store anything here we want and come back to it.
Oh,
This
okay.
can essentially be our permanent mobile camp. I mean, people can live in here. I just have to make sure to cast the spell every day. I mean, we might want to keep some rations, a few days of rations in here or whatever in case of emergencies. But,
So I guess,
I mean,
if you want, you can add the Magnificent Mansion as a location where people can leave things.
Oh yeah, for the inventory.
Yeah, for your
I
inventory.
was actually
area.
just looking. What's the name of the Rune Master Tower that we found? You gave us a name at one point, and I didn't record it.
I think it was
Gravik. Tower.
Gravik. Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Gravuk Tower, yeah, places.
Can you spell that?
Sure.
I figured I might as well add it at the same time.
So Boulder Bottom would be like, well, I know where I'm staying from now on. I always like this forest. He pats Glenn on the shoulder. He says, I can
Yes,
cook
it's
up
great.
some food if we need any. I'm guessing I can't go hunting.
Honestly, we could bring some game in here, and like, I mean, this is a permanent place, so I mean, out of character. I guess out of character, I should ask. I assume if we brought in like game and like raised them and like grew a little farm and stuff, it would be, like normal, right?
A whole like thriving ecosystem.
So it's true. I mean, technically it doesn't rain in here, so it's a good question. What's going to happen to the trees and plants over time? I don't know.
man.
Maybe something about this particular pocket dimension sustains them. So sure, maybe you can like do some farming in here or something.
Hire some druids to like make a permanent like.
Maybe
Rainstorm.
this particular place, it does rain from time to time.
I mean, heck, if it's permanent, then I might have to start casting grow visit. What's the spell that you have to do in the same place every day for a year for it to like be permanent?
Oh, yeah.
Teleportation circle. Oh,
Yeah, but with that's like
No.
layers upon layers
there's
of.
another one that we could do, but I meant there's a druid one that
He
like
has a druid growth one.
yeah
So
like,
He
makes
created
it
a druid growth.
makes it like a sacred grove.
The
Yeah.
only thing would be it would, be technically in a different plane of existence. So I'm not sure if Grove has any specifications.
Well, I mean, I
on
have to
that.
do it at the location, so it'd be when we're in the mansion. I could cast that each time we're there, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it takes forever. I haven't read the spell. I might be mixing them up. But...
All right. So, anything else, Glenn?
Yeah, just told Boulder Bob, we can. I mean, honestly, like I said, this is the best place to live there is. So, get some game in here, let them breed for a while, and get some rabbits and
yeah,
some
every day
squirrels.
for a year, and it sounds like it has to be successive days, so that maybe
Yeah.
wouldn't work.
It
Okay.
says, well, I can go catch some rabbits and set them loose in here. It sounds like a good idea. Probably
Yeah, I
need
mean, I
quite
figure-
a few.
Yeah, but get some rabbits, give them some time. They're gonna hump like rabbits.
He says,
I don't
sure,
know.
you got some money? Maybe I can just go buy some stuff and bring it in here.
We could donate some money to the cause, I think.
So Boulder Bottom, I'll say, is going to have his own little downtime thing. He says, I need a week and 20 gold pieces, and I can stock this place.
I'll give him 20 gold for my own personal thing.
How generous.
They're cool, Glenn. It's like our own little home away from home.
Exactly. We can actually sleep here, and honestly, we could yeah.
Escape from the city for every now and then. Too noisy out there.
Right,
Exactly.
So Glenn's thing is complete. I'm just going to put complete things at the bottom of the page. And then get rid of it. So this one is done. What else was completed? Or was it just you so far? Oh, Malin's the other one. So Malin, you were doing some research as well. So go ahead and give me an intelligence roll for the end of.
Oh my.
Wah-wah. Oh man.
Of course.
You didn't have any assistance, huh?
Nope. Really, I was like, oh, guys, this is stumping me.
Yeah, this is
Well, I know assistance.
more difficult than you thought. Well, do you still get one? Let me see. Would you roll a 4? No. So yeah, you no matter how hard you look, there doesn't seem to be much in the library about these very obscure things you're looking into, and unfortunately, you wouldn't get much done that week.
I was too distracted, guys.
Thinking about Diddy or something.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that was.
I was gonna make a joke about like Malin reading book when he first about. I'll let it go. But
Yeah, he technically has a
It's
higher
true.
intelligence than you do.
There's different sorts of intelligence.
Yeah.
So,
You,
question: Would the Crimson Dagger, do they have paladins in their forces?
How would you know that? Are you gonna try to like look for them and talk to them?
Well, I mean, if I wouldn't know, I guess I assumed it would be known what kind of magic users, make up basically the magical police. But if I don't know that, then yeah, maybe she would go check. But I mean, I had a reason for asking. But
You do
yeah.
know that their people specialize in anti-magic martial fighting. A lot of them being like kind of a combination of magic user and fighter, or like some combination where they have ways to defend themselves against spells as well as attack quickly and be lethal.
Okay. Well, if next chance she gets to run an errand, she might take some of the scrolls that we have that no one can cast, and maybe see if she could find some tradesies at the Crimson Dagger or the Phoenix Guild. But I'll wait till we,
Oh, you
till we
mean
have
like
more.
looking for other spells?
Yeah, like see if I can maybe trade for spells that someone in our party can use.
Gotcha. Okay.
And since a lot of the ones that we have in the inventory that none of us can use were Arapel's scrolls, I was just thinking, if there's paladins at the Crimson Dagger, these could be useful to them.
Yeah, you could go look into that. The other
Okay.
thing that would happen during the week is basically your safe house got set up with your spies, or with Glenn's spies. LaRoe has been kind of ferrying messages back and forth as to what's been going on, and Diddy is now fully like in her position and like basically gaining trust within the Blackwater house. So she is fully like doing nanny stuff and cleaning, basically taking care of the place. All right.
Okay. Phew.
Oh, everything turned a weird color. Did someone do something in the downtime? Okay, there it goes. It's back. Yeah. Anything else RP wise? Or shall we go to another week? Alright, so time is continuing to pass.
Question.
Yeah.
So would that errand be downtime activity, or would that just be an afternoon errand?
That would be like an errand. You would just do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Okay,
wouldn't
then
require a whole week or anything.
Then yeah, I'll keep scribing my scroll unless someone else from the party, unless any of our missions kind of come up with tasks or someone else needs anything. And then one afternoon, I think I would take those scrolls and see if I couldn't find, some trades or something at either the Phoenix Guild or at the Crimson Blade. Dagger? Blade?
Okay. Crimson Blade.
Blade, okay.
This week I would be training the bot.
Okay. So Glenn spies. So you're kind of going over to the safe house and training them?
Yeah.
Okay. Is everyone else kind of working on the same things? Or is anyone changing what they're doing? I guess, Malin, I need a new project for you, unless you're trying to do research again.
I'm still doing research, yeah. And even though I'm, not making headway, I'm still doing research.
So you'll do another week of research. So you spend another 50 gold pieces.
Yes.
Any assistance this time, or still none?
Can I guess I'll hire. Can I hire assistants or?
You can hire up to 6 at 50 gold each, so an extra 300 gold to gain a +6 to your roll.
I'll keep it myself.
Just you?
Yeah.
Okay. And no one else, everyone else is doing the same thing?
Yeah.
I guess.
All right. So, yeah, things are quiet at first. I'll say Glenn, as you are kind of going back and forth to speak with your spies. It's about 3 days in. when one of them would say, Glenn, I've come into some interesting information. I thought you might want to know more about possible cultist activities within the city.
Really?
He
Be fun.
nods. He says, "You remember that incident a couple weeks back? The destruction of the shrine?
Yes.
Well, there's been some whispers that a group of cultists that follow Surtur is on the rise. There's been several more incidents within the city, and there are some rumblings of their activities, basically on one of the spy networks." He says, "I thought I'd pass that along. With some money and some time, we might be able to find out more about these cultists." Are you familiar with Surtur or anything like that?
I am. Yeah. Do what you can to find out more about the cultists.
He nods. He says, "Well, I can get the information pretty quick if you have some gold. It's mostly just trading on the black market."
How much do you think is needed?
He says, "My guess, 40 gold pieces."
He hands him 40 gold.
He says, "All right, I'll have you the information by the evening." Okay, so let's see, what day is this? So later on that evening, it's the 13th. You would get you'd, I assume, go back to the safe house, and he would say, "We have a location where we think a bunch of them are, and we also have some information on some of their targets for the week." He says they might have a spy inside their organization who's feeding information to someone else. We just lucked out and got some of it from these whispers.
Do you know how many cultists there are?
He says, "I think so." I'll mark it on the map just so we have it down. Oh, why is it so light? Hang on. Oh, I know why it is. Alright, so he shows you down near the black market, actually, one of the houses there is where they believe the cultist hideout is, or at least one of them.
You know how many cultists around?
There aren't that many. From what I heard, there's only about 12. But we also don't think they're very powerful. Seems like this is more of a group that's been starting to gain steam recently after their successful destruction of the Moradin shrine.
Would I know if these worshipping Surtur is legal?
Generally, any it's a good question. How's religious freedom in Taivanis? I'll say that worship is generally fine. It just depends on what acts people are doing. Like, obviously, destroying shrines and killing people is not legal, but the actual worship of Surtur isn't necessarily against the law. It just kind of, but generally speaking, they probably would lock up Surtur cultists anyway, just because, those type of worship, or that type of worship, generally leads to bad things. It just really depends on the constable and how they're feeling.
I would.
The city
I
isn't
would try.
without crime, so it's not like they they have a lot of time to just go look for cultists and stuff.
I'll go try and find like the watch commander, like where the watch hangs out. Like I want to try and find somebody to narc on him with.
All right, so there's a couple of different agencies. There's the normal town guard. There's the Guardians of the Council, which is a much more elite agency, though not necessarily one that would care about something like this. You know, obviously there's the Crimson Blade, who sometimes might care depending on if illegal magic is involved. There's the different noble houses, which might be interested in taking credit for taking down something like a Surtur cult, depending on how much of a how well known they are and how much bad things they've done within the city or surrounding lands. The town guard is probably the most common people you go to.
And those are the ones that I went and talked to, right? Like that Eli and I talked to.
Did you talk to the town guard? Yeah, I think you did. They were
Yeah.
When I was trying to
investigating.
push
That's
for
right.
the
They were investigating the destruction of
witnesses.
the.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah. So I think you did, and that's where you found out about possibly Malin being involved.
I go to the town guard.
All right. So let me see. Do I have a town guard guy for this place? Alright, so you go to the town guard. It's kind of late in the evening, but I'll say there's still a few people there. They bring you inside, and I'll say you just speak with one of the peons. He's like, yeah, what can I do for you?
Hey, my friend, I have got some good information about some criminals. Who's the highest person on guard duty or on duty right now? Or who's the highest rank on duty right now?
Says, what kind of information?
About the cultists that burned down the Moradin Shrine.
Oh. He thinks for a moment. He says, well, I mean, Captain Colrick is kind of in charge of most of the patrols in the evening. But if you just give me the information, I can bring it to him, and we'll probably take care of this. You don't need to speak to him yourself, right?
I'd like to insight check him to see if there's any if he's being sincere about that.
Sure. Give me an insight check.
Okay.
Something seems a little fishy about this guy. But obviously you don't know exactly what it is from just what he said, but you get a little bit of a feeling that you're not sure you want to just leave the info with him.
Thanks for a second. And nah, I know, no offense, but something like this, I really want to talk to the captain. I mean, he kind of leans in and whispers, it's like, if I'm talking to the captain, maybe I can negotiate a reward if it turns out to be a good tip.
Give me a persuasion or deception. He says, yeah, sure, I get it. Nothing wrong with trying to get favor with the town guard. He chuckles a bit and says, Hang on, let me see if he's free to speak right now. So he'll leave and come back maybe like 5 minutes later with a larger, maybe kind of younger looking guy who greets you and says, I hear you have some information on criminal activity. Usually
Yeah.
they
Is there
just-
somewhere?
Go
Is there
ahead.
somewhere we can speak private?
Sure. He just walks over to one of the side rooms and closes the door. He says, what's with all the secrecy?
Just kind of sensitive information. You don't know who's listening. So just always like to be rather safe than sorry. And he pulls out his map and he says, I know exactly where the cultists are that burned down the Temple of Moradin.
He says, wait, do I know you from somewhere? You seem familiar somehow. Aren't you,
You may have seen.
aren't you one of the... never mind. Could have sworn I know you from somewhere.
You might have seen me perform in one of the town bars. I'm a local bard.
You know what? That's probably it. Yeah, you were that guy playing music. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, you're kind of new in town. He says, I'm usually good at this. John Doe, right?
Yes. You got it right. I'm honored you remembered my name.
That's good.
He says, yeah, no, I remember you guys came in at night. They were like, yeah, these names are kind of fishy. And we all had a laugh because these are probably fake names, but, it's fine. So tell me more about these criminals.
Well, the Temple of Moradin was burned down by a gang of Surtur cultists.
Says, and apparently a large armored figure, which we've been investigating, but don't have much in the way of leads.
I don't know if their leader's going to be there, but I know at least all of the little minions will be there, and he marks off the building that he was told about on his map, showing him where it is. They should be held up here. If you gather the watch and raid that house, you'll be able to take them all in, no problem. I've been told they're not the strongest of the bunch, and they're still pretty new, so there's not too many of them.
Says, oh, all right, yeah, we'll look into this. Where did you get this information?
Well, you know me, playing in town bars. You get to befriend people at their most vulnerable and drunkest, and those people tend to have loose lips.
Give me a persuasion.
Okay. I'm gonna say so. You tend to overhear some things.
All right, so he says, well, we'll certainly look into it. We'll have our people, check this out and see if it is what you say it is. If it does turn out to be, not a lie, are you looking for some kind of reward or anything?
Just being on the good side, and maybe an IOU from the town watch, I think is more than enough.
Alright. He says, sure, that sounds good. Alright, so I'll say you gain some renown with the city.
Alright. And you just say, just make sure to, sooner rather than later, don't want to let them slither away.
Too bad that renown doesn't help the Splitlanders because it's renowned for John Doe.
That's true. Well, I'll say maybe he sees him perform in the groups there, so maybe he contributes it to the Splitlanders. However, you have lost renown with the Surtur cultists.
Oh, darn.
Oops.
Although that
Bummer.
hasn't been connected to us necessarily.
Oh, Surtur knows.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Oh,
what-
never.
I was gonna
no,
say, what
thought
is
you
this,
were-
Oblivion?
no, no.
Like, the chicken witnessed my crime?
Surtur knows. He's like, he's right now like looking at you like, you son of a bitch, Glenn.
Wait, but was Malin there when Glenn got the info?
I don't know if Malin was there, but I
I'm
mean,
not sure if Surtur / Malin like got to observe this whole exchange.
Malin
No,
definitely knew because Glenn came to him right after and was basically
Oh,
accused
okay,
him
I
of
missed
it.
that. Sorry, my dog went wild for a little bit, and I stepped away for a minute, so I must have missed that.
Well,
Sorry.
yeah,
That
Glenn
was
knows
last
the,
session because Glenn like got in
about
his
the
face
cultist
about
power.
Oh,
it.
no, wait, no, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about just now the fact that Glenn got this info and then gave it away so that the
Oh
cultists
well,
get
no,
arrested.
no.
I was just
Malin
saying I
doesn't
wouldn't
know
think Surtur
about
would
the
know
info.
that part. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Although I will say, later on that same night, Malin, you're kind of getting your stuff together, like just your usual evening ritual, when you would hear a familiar voice in your head that says, "Your friend keeps screwing things up for us." He says, "Glenn
What do
has
you mean?
exposed several of my people, and it's likely they're going to lose one of the new bases that have formed within the city." He says, "Why is he so out to get us?"
Well, I mean, you did have me burn down a shrine, so that did kind of put more heat on the situation.
He says, "Yes, to gain power within the city, and if we have power, we can help the group accomplish its goals. Why is he
I agree.
taking
but
away our power now, or helping take it down?" Says, if
they
I'm
don't.
going,
They're not the biggest fans of, and obviously fire isn't the most subtle.
says, "Well,
approach.
when the time comes, you will have to fight the Blackwaters, and you'll need all the help you can get. If our cult is strong within the city, we can provide assistance in taking them down."
You would help us fight the Blackwaters?
Says, "Why not? If we can dethrone one of the major players within the city, that would strengthen my hand." Says,
Yes, that would. Yes, that would be. That would
says
be
none
quite
of the
helpful.
other factions of the city are going to help you fight them. In fact, they'll probably be enemies if you do it too recklessly. Anyway, maybe you could speak with your friend and ask him not to keep exposing our people.
Yeah, I'll try my best.
This is good. I would appreciate that. Alright, so that day passes. Is anyone doing anything?
I would go talk to him.
Well, what about any of the other people, since I've been giving you guys the camera a little bit? Eli, or... I know Uslag, you're kind of sick, so if you want, you can just kind of watch. But, yeah, anyone else want some time with the camera?
Not so much RP, just the errand. Yeah.
Were you saying something, Eli?
I said no, I'm good.
Okay. So go ahead. You said you were going to go speak with him, Malin?
Yeah.
We'll say it's
Knock,
like the
knock.
next day, or are you going to go that night?
I'd say the next day.
Alright, so we'll
Yeah,
say
not
it's
too
the
rushed.
next day, 14th, when you would hear a... Well, are you going to talk to him in front of everyone, or by yourself?
No, I'd go private because he knows. Sorry, guys.
That's true.
No one's confronted me about this, so I'm gonna keep it on down low.
Is it? I thought some of you
No
were
one's
looking
confronted.
into it, right?
Yes, they were,
But
they
no one
haven't confronted me
actually...
on
I
it.
don't remember if anyone else confronted you. Alright, so we'll say maybe like after breakfast, Glenn, in your room, you hear a knock at the door.
Who is it?
It's me again.
Yeah, I should give you a key, I guess. Alright, come on in.
Alright. Enough. Look. I walk in. I give a sigh. Like, how do I put this? A little bird told me that you've been savaging the fire giant cultist base of power.
He looks appalled. What? I would never.
I just give him the really look. I was like, when you asked me about what happened what happened that night with the shrine, I didn't lie to you. I was very honest.
You know, sabotage is a very strong word. I didn't. I don't think sabotage. I technically, would I say I sabotaged the cult? I would say no, because I didn't directly set anything up. Now, I may have told the town guard where to find the cult.
Glenn, I know you're not the biggest fan of them, and I don't blame you. But why did I know you're not happy about me burning that shrine, but I did that so we can get basic power, so we can have help against the Blackwaters. We're not going to have that much help here, and this happens to be the one thing that Surtur can, our interests perfectly align with Surtur.
What help do a bunch of dorks that are too afraid to burn a building down by themselves are going to be able to offer it?
Yes, they are dorks, but we have to start from somewhere.
You hear in your head, technically our numbers have swelled since that incident. There are a lot of people who don't like the dwarves.
But hopefully they're not all adults. But anyways,
But now, okay, so instead of dorks, we've got racists on our side instead.
Hey, you
okay.
didn't hear that. You didn't hear that voice.
Yeah.
Look,
Wow.
I mean,
You hear the racist humans. You didn't hear about that.
yes, okay, yes. I grant you that even if we had it 300, well, if we had 300 cultists, that would still be something. And even still, I mean, the more power influence we grow here, we could summon more help if needed.
I want help from Surtur. The help he provides comes with strings attached and fire not long before.
But we already did the strings ahead of time. You're making what I did quite pointless.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point. That's you don't think. I mean, I partially did this for you, Malin, because they're gonna find these cultists eventually, and when they do, they'll stop looking for them instead of trying to find your big ass, your big metal ass.
Yes, I am not the. I agree with you. I'm not the most subtle, but it is quite a quandary we find ourselves in. I try doing this for you, you try and do it for me, and we just end up canceling what we do out with each other. Surely we can somehow, we both have the same interests. Like this doesn't have to be like this.
I mean, Surtur doesn't have any desire to help me get my kids back. If his interests align with mine, it's purely because doing so is a way for him to sow chaos.
Okay, yeah, of course, it's not about the kids, but what interests don't happen to align. I mean, we were literally talking about with Guyvok about how our interests could align to defeat Malik. Like these things, we can have interests aligned even though our ulterior motives are different. It's the world's not black and white.
I agree with that, but the thing is, if he wants to help, then that means if he wants to help, it means that there's something he's getting from it, and I don't want that to be the case because
Yes, the
no matter
the Blackwaters, it would be a boon to him. Was that? Are we big friends with the Blackwaters now?
No, but that means that if he wants to get rid of the Blackwaters, that is just telling me that we shouldn't completely get rid of the Blackwaters, because it would probably create a vacuum of power so big that you could possibly create something even worse in its place.
You of all people, I thought would be the most willing to ruin the Blackwaters for everything that they've done to you. I mean, and they've literally. I mean, I don't have to tell you what they've done to you and your children. I mean, and just to say like, oh, it's going to be replaced with someone worse, it's speculation. We don't know what's going to happen. It would be far difficult to be far worse than what they've done. Go ask Uslag. But what does Uslag feel about the Blackwaters? I'm sure she would be absolutely thrilled if they were given their comeuppance.
Okay, and then we can ask Uslag if she got the choice to give them their comeuppance via Surtur or not give them their comeuppance.
Sure. We're not. This is not a trade of like, oh, instead of the Blackwaters, we get Surtur big family, obviously. So, I mean, yeah, if Surtur were to aid in that, well, then again, she was against Guybox, so probably she would say no. Still.
So, I'm gonna switch camera for a sec here. I'll say during the day today, Astra would be going to get some supplies for her potion craft.
Oh, okay.
I'll say maybe like Eli took a walk with you, and he was on his way to the maybe to the library to go get some material for teaching. And as you are moving through the marketplace, I'll say you notice, or you think you notice, someone kind of tailing the two of you. Because you have pretty
How
good
closely?
passive perception.
Like,
he's not
like,
getting
would they-
close. Like Eli is pretty perceptive, and Eli hasn't noticed this guy. So it seems like he's pretty good. Like he's keeping a pretty good distance, but your 19 makes you privy.
But he's not. He's not close enough that he would hear us if we.
No, he's like a few. You've just noticed him a few times as you've been walking
Mhm.
through the city, and you feel like he's been like tailing you.
Well, don't look, but. And I would describe him and tell Eli where I've seen him,
All right.
so that he can keep an eye out as
So
well.
you're not gonna look Eli, but I assume, but she describes him to you.
Who do you think he is?
Or what does he want with us? I do not know. I assume I don't recognize him.
No, he does have some leather armor on. Like he doesn't look like just a normal person, but he doesn't have any obvious insignias or anything identifying who he might be. And
Do we want to just? Oh,
or go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh,
Should
just
we
like,
just? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like he doesn't seem like he is trying to stand out at all. Just a normal leather armor, like a sidearm, and just kind of walking through the market. He is actually doing a very good job of not seeming like he's following you, but now you've seen him several times, and it's getting
Yeah.
suspicious.
Well, what do you think? Should we just let him follow us and we keep an eye on him, not give away that we've seen him, and just kind of see if he's looking for an opportunity to approach us and speak with us, or if he's trying to, I don't know. Or we could confront him, but I'd rather have Glenn around if we were going to question someone.
We could trap him.
Trap him?
Yeah.
Just keep in mind that we don't know, really what he's up to. He hasn't done anything wrong yet, and, they police magic here pretty closely, so what kind of trap would you suggest?
Send him to a maze.
Is there like a park in the city with one of those hedge mazes?
I think he
Or
meant
the 8th
maze
level spell.
Oh, okay. Uh,
No, let's have him follow us. Let's see if he approaches us, but be ready just in case he decides to attack us.
you bet. Slurp would definitely be with me. He always is, and probably be invisible. So Slurp's gonna go kind of,
Fly around a bit.
yeah, kind of follow the follower a little bit. Not too close, but
Alright.
just kind of give me another like kind of perspective. Because I won't be looking through his eyes, but he can communicate with me. And then
So, yeah.
and I was gonna suggest like maybe we could go to like an alley or a spot that's like give him an opportunity where we are like in a little bit less crowded or bustling area in case that's what he's waiting for.
All right. So, Eli, this is about the time where you would split off to go to the library. So, I assume you're staying with her for now? Or are you going to go your own way?
What? How?
Like-
I would just
In terms of
Estrella.
the city, you're kind of near the marketplace, which is this area. So you're near
Okay.
the guild where you usually go to get books.
I would turn to Estrella and just go. Should we split up and see who he follows, or
Not a bad idea.
All right.
So I'll head to the library. You head,
Deeper into the market or something.
and we'll see who he follows and see who he approaches.
Okay.
All right. So you
Do you
split
have
up.
any Eli, do you
Yeah.
have any means for any magical means that we could communicate with one another?
Not that don't take too long.
Okay, understood. All right, let's see who he follows. Slurp will keep an eye on him too.
All right, so you split up. I'll do Eli first. You go into the library, kind of keep an eye out behind you as you head into the book area, basically showing them the letter that the guild master gave you to allow you access to like kind of more basic material to help you teach. But you don't notice yourself being followed. However, give me a perception check. Might notice something else. Alright, so yeah, a little while after you're kind of hanging out in the library, gathering some books, kind of throwing your head over your shoulder every now and then to keep an eye out, you think there are a couple of people in the library who might be watching you. And they basically came in a little while after you did, and they're being way less subtle about it. Either that, or maybe they're not as well trained as the other guy who Astra pointed out. But yeah, you're pretty sure several people have come in here and are kind of maybe keeping an eye on you. They don't seem like wizards. They're not actually in the library, but they're kind of nearby the entrance.
But they're like blending in enough that like kind of the common folk aren't really paying attention to them.
No, none of the students here seem too concerned. They're mostly young people as well. But yeah, their actions are making you a little suspicious. Just because, like I said, you kind of see the same people, like maybe glancing over in your direction, like when you check every now and then like looking away quickly. They don't, like I said, they don't seem as good at it as the other guy.
Let me see here.
I'll let you think about that for a second.
Okay.
So, outside Estrella, you go into the marketplace, like kind of do your thing, get the stuff you needed for your potion craft, and You do still see the guy. He's been keeping pretty well hidden. You don't think he's going to approach you. He's just keeping an eye on you for some reason. You're pretty sure you haven't seen him before this. Like, you don't think he's been following you other days.
Hmm.
Or if he was doing a better job at hiding it.
Okay. Um. Can I act like I've finished my shopping list and just like turn and start like kind of heading straight towards him? Like not I'm I'm not like looking at him or anything, but I'm just like as if I'm heading out of the market in that direction. I just so happen to be like suddenly closing the distance toward him.
Give me a deception check.
Ooh,
Alright.
I wasn't expecting to be any good at that.
So he kind of makes out like he is not really noticing, but you do see him kind of moving off to the side, like giving you a wide berth as you're kind of
Mhm.
getting close to his position.
Hmm.
So he's like kind of walking down the street a little, like looking at things as if he was shopping. But yeah, he's trying to stay away from you, and like
Where is the?
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, just like he has kind of his back to you, trying to almost
Okay.
pretend that he doesn't even notice you.
Where is the Crimson Blade headquarters?
It's part of the Phoenix Guild, so it's actually pretty close.
Okay,
It's
I'm
right
gonna head
down the
back that
block.
way. I'm gonna head back that way
Okay. So,
and watch to see if he follows.
yeah, he's still keeping about 100 or so foot distance from you. Again, like trying to move naturally. Pretty good at it. Like I said, it would probably fool most people if you didn't catch him a couple of times and suspiciously
Right.
near you.
Slurp's gonna follow behind him, like, but give it enough space. Probably not 100, but like maybe 60 or 80 feet um, from him. But Slurp's definitely keeping an eye on him. I
Okay.
think I'll proceed with my errands and just keep watching him because I don't know that I want to do any action right now.
All right. What about you, Eli?
Is there like uh maybe a private, like, is there a way that I can get somewhere where I'm not seen like for a second?
Bathroom stall.
Like
Yeah.
yeah,
I
like
mean,
bathroom or
with your permission from the guild master, you can head upstairs into the actual school area where most people couldn't follow unless they're students.
okay. So
This
what
is
I
kind
would
of
like
like
to,
the public library for the school, basically, where you are.
what I would like to do is I will go upstairs and a place where like really no one is around, but since it's a school,
Yeah,
some
kind of
magic
like
and stuff, it's
maybe like a closet or a bathroom or something.
yeah. And I'm gonna cast Alter Self.
All right, so
Ah.
you go upstairs, you kind of get out of their view and go alter your form in one of the closets.
And I would like, do I go that big? The wizard who gave me the note, that's who I want to look like.
The guild or the guild master.
Hmm.
All
Ah,
right.
something.
So yeah, you come out of the closet. A couple of people like gasp, like, "Oh, Master Symphony, what are you doing here?"
Just a quick errand.
There's a
I'm
little bit
just
of
gonna kind of
whispers
brush
back and
them off.
forth.
Just kind of brush them off and just keep walking.
All right. So yeah, you're definitely getting some looks. You get the feeling the archmage doesn't come down to the school too often. But yeah, mostly people just kind of, leave you to your business. Down the stairs, you would see some of the people who are following you. They don't take much note. They're just kind of off to the side, still keeping an eye out.
As I walk by, do I notice any kind of symbols or anything on them?
They seem like normal. They do seem like they might be students here. They're all kind of young and well dressed, but no identifying markers on them. And as you are walking through the lobby, an individual walks up to you and says, Archmaid Symphony?
Yes.
He grabs your arm and says, could you come with me, please? And you notice this guy is more well armed than the other people here.
I'll kind of stop and resist a little bit and be like, and where would you be taking me?
He says, I just needed to talk to you about something important. It's guild business. It's not something we should discuss out in the hall here. And give me a perception check. So you would notice down several of the hallways more of these armed guys kind of watching now. They weren't there a moment ago. Almost like either they teleported in or were kind of hiding in plain sight.
In an effort to not draw attention to myself, I will start to go with him.
Alright, so he leads you off into the Crimson Blade section of the school. And kind of leads you off to a side room and says, alright, could you drop the disguise and tell me why you were walking around looking like the Archmage?
Oh, could you tell me who you are first before I reveal that?
He says, I'm, what would the rank be? I'll just say, it's like private wildfire of the Crimson Blade.
Well, private. It appears I've been followed. I will drop the spell.
Alright. He says, normally I wouldn't really care much about alter self spells being used in the halls, although generally it's people up to no good using disguises like these. But, appearing to be the Archmage, I have no idea what you could be up to. You said you were followed by someone?
Yes, so as I was on my way here, my companion and I were being followed and we split up, and when I got to the school, there were others following me. They were watching me. Not students, but just kind of observing me, and that seems quite unusual.
Can you describe these students or people to me?
I will, whoever I got the best look at, I would.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh no.
Alright, so you're kind of describing them. He says, I don't suppose you have any proof of identification, why you were up in the school area. I'm assuming you're not a student here. Look kind of... Go ahead.
Produce the note from the guild.
So he looks at it. His eyes glow for a second. He says, oh, you're a friend of Archmage Symphony. My apologies. Yeah. He gives it back to you. Oh, were you saying something?
I was just gonna say he'll vouch or my legitimacy in the city.
He says, do you know, do you have any idea why these people may have followed you in here? And are you sure they're not students?
I'm sure. I have no idea why they would be following me here.
He says, well, how about we go back out, and if they're still there, you point them out to me.
Very well.
All right, so he would walk you back to the Phoenix Guild area, like the lobby place where you just were, but you would not see them anymore. You think they left.
Interesting.
Well, they're not here anymore.
That's strange. He says, well, I'll keep an eye out for the people you described. Let you know, or maybe let the Archmage know if these people maybe infiltrated this place for some reason. But I don't know if there's much else I could do to help you. He says, if you are going to walk around disguised as the Archmage, you should let our department know first.
Very well. And are you usually stationed around these parts?
He says, we kind of rotate where the guards are. It's just one of the familiars detected some magical disguise, and I was kind of sent to investigate what was going on.
Makes total sense.
But if you want to find me, just head over to where the Crimson Blade are. That's where our people are stationed. You can ask for me or any of us. I mean, you're a friend to the guild, obviously, so I'm sure if you show them that paper, they will happily assist you.
Well, very well. I appreciate your assistance.
He nods and says, oh, you know what? Being a magic user, do you have any illusion abilities? By chance.
I'm here or there.
He says, I was going to suggest if you have an illusion spell, perhaps you can make an image of the culprits. It would help me get a better idea of who I'm looking for in case they come back.
I don't have. I can make this room look like a forest, but I can't do that.
He says, oh, well, I know a lot of the arcanists have some illusory powers, and we've been able to identify people before using that method. That's all right. I'll just go off what you described. Have a good day, friend.
You as well.
All right. So I assume you're gonna get your stuff and head back to the house.
Yeah, I'll try to take a route that I think Estrella might end up taking back to see if I can run into her. But if not, that'll be my intent to head back to the house.
All right. So Estrella, did you remind me what are you doing again after getting your stuff?
So I headed for the Phoenix, for the Crimson Blade headquarters.
Oh, all right.
And I mean, at the time, like the guy was still following me, and then I have Slurp following him.
All right. So he wouldn't enter, but if you go in, I'll say you walk over through the lobby towards their area, and you would see Eli coming out actually.
I would have Slurp stay outside and continue watching the guy who was following me. Does he seem to be waiting for me outside, or did he leave?
Slurp would tell you he's in the area, but doesn't
Okay.
seem like he's waiting near the door or anything.
Okay. Right. I mean, he wouldn't want to be obvious, I guess. So then, I would tell Eli, I'd catch him up on, yeah, he followed me all around the market, was pretty subtle about it. He's outside at the moment. Slurp's watching him. What about you?
I picked up a whole handful of followers that, when I tried to leave, I made myself look a little different, and I got caught by the guard. So,
And your shadows?
They left.
Interesting.
So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, and I don't
Yes.
know who they are.
Well, maybe we could still keep an eye on this one that was following me. But I guess while we're here, I'll check in with the see about seeing whether we can do some scroll trading, and then I don't know if you want to wait on me or head back, but we can head back and tell the group what's up, see what they think of it.
I mean,
So
if he's still
go ahead.
if he's still waiting, I've made a connection with one of the guards. Maybe we can assist us.
Okay, yeah. Do we want to try to? Yeah, let's
Action.
do it. Yeah, let's talk to your contact.
All right, so you're going
So-
back in?
We never left. or wait, what?
Going
Back
back
in
into
where?
the Crimson Blade area.
Oh, I thought I just entered there.
You
And
were
that's
on
when
your
I saw
way there
Eli.
and you saw him exiting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, I would continue on in and I guess talk with Eli's contact.
All right, so Private Wildfire will. You see, he's still back there. He's writing something like some kind of report, and he sees you walk back in and walks over and says, "Yes, what can I do for you?"
I
That
understand.
was quick.
I understand. My friend here has explained some bit of his experience with folks tailing us today.
He says, "Yes, it sounds like you all are being followed by someone in the market. It sounds dangerous."
And while I think Eli's shadows have disappeared, I believe that the one following me is still outside. My familiar is watching him. Would you want us to exit the building and walk and see if he follows us, and I can direct you to
He says,
to
"Well,
where to look, and
normally,
then
normally this is something a guard would deal with, but you are friends of the guild. I'll ask you what I asked your friend. Do you have any illusion magic to show me what this person looks like?"
I don't think so.
He says, "Well, I guess if we walk outside, maybe you can just point him out to me."
Oh, well, I think that would be rather obvious since he'll be watching us and would give him a chance to escape. But I
He says,
can tell you exactly where he's standing right this moment because my familiar is watching him and communicating with me. And I can give you a thorough description.
says, "Oh, you have a familiar. Actually, that will help me then. Do you mind if I cast something and look through your familiar's eyes?"
Not at all.
So he puts his hand on your shoulder as his eyes begin to glow white, almost like yours usually do. So you're not going to resist, right?
Correct.
All right, so you feel a bit strange for a moment, almost like some kind of charm spell, but obviously, or at least you hope it's not. Some kind of mind-affecting thing is affecting you, though it's not really taking control, more just kind of connecting to you. And he says, yes, I see him. And you're sure this person is the one who's been following you, as he pulls his arm off your shoulder.
Well, it seems there were others following Eli, but this one has definitely followed me for most of the afternoon and was following both Eli and I initially before Eli and I parted.
Says, all right, well, if you want to wait here, I'll go speak with the person and see what's going on. It might
Okay.
just be a misunderstanding. So he is going to go outside.
And I'll say to Eli, I still think it might have been better if we could have figured out how to get Glenn to interrogate the guy, but this works.
Comes back in a little while later, and he says, all right, well, I told him, that you two didn't appreciate being followed, and asked him to stop, and I was able to learn... Huh?
Sorry,
What?
go ahead.
I was able to learn that he is under the employ of the Blackwaters. So
And
he didn't tell me
okay.
that, but I was able to use magic to deduce it.
I see. How interesting.
He nods
All right,
and
well-
says, "You obviously have powerful stalkers following you. Blackwaters are quite influential in this city. Maybe you should go have a word with them. See why they're
We'll think
sending
about
people
that.
to look into you."
Perhaps so.
In any
Well, thank you
case,
for your efforts.
I did let him know to please stop, and he should no longer be following you. If he does again, then he could get in trouble. Because he's been warned by the Crimson Blade. He gives you a smile and says, "Is there anything else I can help with?"
Well, actually, yes, one last thing. I am in possession of a few magical scrolls of useful type, but not a type of magic that myself or my friends are, adept in using. So I wondered
He-
if there was...
He will immediately point to the stairwell and say, "Third floor, scroll trading."
Oh, good. Thank you
Should-
very much. You have a lovely day.
You as well, ma'am. And you, sir. He goes back into his
So it's totally like
headquarters,
there's a whole department for trading.
apparently. So you want to go trade in the scrolls?
Yeah.
So the easiest way is to just get gold for them, if you want to
Oh.
sell them. But if you want to
mean-
trade, that is that is an option. They would just be willing to trade scrolls they have kind of extras of.
I'm just looking for anything that we can actually that would be useful to any of us. So, wizard, bard, druid,
All right.
maybe cleric. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'd look for cleric too, because yeah.
All right. Let me see what they have. What level spell do you have?
I have 3 first level, 1 second level, and 2 third level.
All right. So they have. So let me see. If you're first level, one spell they have is Arcane Lock. Is that
Sure,
something
why not?
you are interested in?
Yeah. Sounds like it could be situationally useful, and it's not something that I can certainly do. I don't know, Eli, is that something that's would be handy to have in your pocket, or?
So that is a second level spell. And you said you had a
Okay.
second level spell as well.
I do.
So they
Yeah, I
would
have
trade that.
Branding Smite. Oh no, wait. Yeah, Branding Smite is level 2.
Okay. So do you want to trade that for Arcane Lock?
I mean, I can use it.
Yep, let's do that.
Okay. So they will make that trade.
Okay.
As for the 3 first level,
Make sure you put that in your inventory, Eli.
On it.
they have Fine Familiar.
No, thank you.
They have some magic missile spells,
Meh. Anything else?
and they have a Charm Person. Those are the first level spells they have.
Hmm.
Or you can just give them the scrolls, and they'll give you like 50 gold pieces each.
Do you want any of those, Eli? Magic missile seems a little meh for you. You usually go, a lot bigger.
I already have it.
Okay.
So I'm good.
Okay. Then
You
I guess
said-
we'll take gold for the first levels.
Okay, so 150 gold. And you said you had a third level?
Yes, the third. I have 2 third levels. They're Crusader's Mantle. That was Arapel's favorite, so he scribed those whenever we had weeks of downtime.
Oh.
All right. So third level spells. Sorry, I believe uncommon. So they have remove curse, blindness, deafness, lightning bolt, and that's it. Remove curse, blindness, deafness, and lightning bolt.
Curse is a good one to have in our pockets so that we don't have to prepare it. So I'll take that one.
Okay.
Any of those sound like something you or Glenn would like, Eli? Lightning and what was the other?
Blindness,
Lightning
deafness.
bolt,
Although blindness,
blindness,
deafness, is that 3rd level?
I
Yeah,
feel like that one's.
I'll look it up.
I thought that was lower, but I could be thinking of something else. I was going to say 2nd
That
level
is
for blindness.
2nd level.
Definitely. I'm not sure.
Alright,
Yeah.
so I don't know if you want that one. We'll say, oh, you know what? I'll say they have a counter spell.
Oh, yes. Let's take remove curse and counterspell. Yes, please. Thank you.
They have some abjuration stuff. Alright, so you trade in your 2 for the those 2. And and after that, I assume you head back, right?
Yeah.
So,
And Eli, do you want to take the counterspell?
I already know counterspell.
Yeah, but this is like without using
Oh.
a spell slot, have it in your back pocket kind of thing. For emergencies.
just in case.
I'll take the remove curse, yeah.
So yeah, we'll say you guys head back. Are you going to tell Glenn and Eli about this, or Uslog?
Oh, but one last thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna have Slurp continue to follow the guy.
All right. So Slurp will basically tell you, you can only follow him for so long, right? And then you can't talk to him anymore.
Well, he won't be able to communicate with me after he's more than 100 feet away from me.
All right.
But,
so maybe he'll just come back later. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, he follows him. Do you tell anyone about what happened once you get back to the guild?
I would, yes, definitely.
All right, so we'll say maybe you assemble everyone and let them all know what just happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Glenn or Malin or Uslog want to say anything about this.
Yeah, I mean, I would, if Glenn's not going to say anything, I'm going to freak out. Wait,
Yeah.
they know we're here?
I was expecting Glenn to have opinions about this.
What about? Wait, opinions about what?
know
We
we're
come
here.
back. Eli and I come back and tell you
Oh.
that we've been tailed today, and we learned that at least one of the tails was in the employ of the Blackwaters.
The Blackwaters know we're here, or I'm here, or you're here?
All we know is that a number of men were following both Eli and I today, and the one that was following me for most of the afternoon is in the employ of the Blackwaters. We can guesstimate from, or surmise from there, what we think might be going on, but I can't say for sure. They definitely didn't seem to want to talk to us or get near us. They were just watching us. Slurp is following my tail still right now.
Bitch. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna. I guess Glenn would hang out. See if they could do some counter espionage.
All right, maybe look into any whispers on the black market.
Yeah, on what the if there's anything, especially I'm trying to find out if at least maybe if the Splitlanders covers are blown specifically, or if it's his cover's blown. I figure if he can at least find out if his cover's blown or not, then that'd be worth it.
All right. Before we go any further, why don't we do a break? Because I just realized.
Perfect. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, let's do a 10-minute.
All right. I'll see you guys in 10.
Sounds good.
I don't have any food right now anyway. I don't know where I'm gonna go. Maybe I'll take a drive to get snacks later. How are you doing, Carly? Oh, maybe she went away. Am I the only one here right now?
I'm here.
Oh, alright.
Welcome back.
Oh yeah. Before I forget, could you take some stuff off Malin? He's gonna stash this for future use. I'm throwing up air quotes. Or I'll actually no, I threw
you-
actually never mind, I threw them in already in the
Are you asking
inventory.
me or? Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
just
yeah.
put
I
in
threw them in
inventory.
inventory. Never mind. I thought I forgot.
And be careful of the bag of holding weight. I mean, it's still got it's like at 186 pounds right now. So there's, but I don't know like how much gear your gear weighs. Yeah.
No, I was just stashing away the wraps of unarmed prowess and the helm of intellect.
Wraps of unarmed prowess. Those are on my monks list.
Well, listen. Guess who's coming?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Well, I love them because they're aren't they like they don't take attunement, right?
No.
Yeah, that's what's I love stuff that boosts your attacks and damage and don't take attunement. That's like love it.
No, they're I was like I said, I was in the lab. Oh, you just joined, but I was before I made this comment, but that I was in the lab cooking with this build.
Mm-hmm. We do have some like for sale items in our bag of holding. I don't know if we want to mess with that while we're in town. There's some like art objects and a couple dumb magic items. Trident of Fish Command and Bell Branch.
I'm back.
Hey Glenn, would you want this scroll of hypnotic pattern? I'm pretty sure that's on your spell list, isn't it?
It is.
There are two of them in the party inventory, and I think Eli can use that too. So I don't know if you want one or both of them.
Eli, do you have it in your book?
I think he's back. Oh, never mind.
Back. Let me look.
I figure if it not, we'd want to keep at least one for him to scribe in his book.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I do not have hypnotic pattern.
Okay, why don't you each take one of these, and then I'll remove them from the inventory.
Yeah, I can use if I'm out of spell slots.
Yep. All right, so I'm removing them from the inventory, and you guys can just have those in your pockets, and Eli can scribe his. And then, the cittern is still here in the inventory, but I'm pretty sure you have that, don't you, Glenn?
Yeah, I'm carrying it around with me.
All right, I'm gonna delete that. There it is.
If we're worried about the weight in the bag of holding, do we want to leave stuff in the mansion now?
Well, there's 300 pounds available weight in the bag, so it's not like we're like bursting, but we do have about 48 pounds of stuff in there that we could sell. That we
Or
were
what
just. Yeah.
What about Malin's gear instead of storing it there?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. We actually have a lot of stuff at camp that we should probably just move to the mansion now, you know? But I think we left, I think our camp is back at the tower, right? So we'll have to do that later.
Yeah, I believe
But like
so.
we've got a little armory. Because all the like +1 weapons that we didn't want to carry, but we didn't want to get rid of yet, like ended up at the camp. And I think Arapel's sensor is still there as well, his flail.
All right, so is Glenn going out to just kind of search for information on what's going on? Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Okay.
See what I can find.
So this won't interfere with your downtime stuff. It's just kind of extra after you finish that.
Okay, perfect.
So, is he going alone?
Yeah, I'll
Let me
go.
come with you.
No.
But what if they know?
And remind
Yeah,
me.
big metal man.
It's true, you are very noticeable. Remind me, are you disguised at all, or just the fake name?
Don't really have a guys per se, so
Oh, that's fine.
no.
All right, so I'll say you head over to some of your people. They seem surprised when you tell them that the Blackwaters are looking for you. He says, we've actually been keeping an eye out for that sort of thing. It's been very quiet from the Blackwaters other than what Diddy's been telling us. Nothing about them searching for you or the group. It could be someone else working for the Blackwaters. He says, we can put out some feelers and see what we find, unless you have contacts that you want to go through.
I would, now if you do that, I'd appreciate it. I'd also keep an eye out. They were trailing some of my companions. If you could maybe, keep an eye out for any trails on my companions as well. See if you can find anybody tailing them.
You mean information on why they were tailed?
Just actively,
Oh,
looking to see.
Do you want us to keep an eye on them personally?
Yeah, if you could.
Oh, yeah, sure. We can, when they're around here, I mean, we've mostly been just spending our time talking with other people in the underworld. Okay, so you want, because it's like tailing your group isn't really spy work necessarily. I mean, it's something they can do. It's just different from what they've been working on. I guess it could be spy work, but yeah. Alright, so you'll say one of them kind of is keeping an eye on your group.
Yeah, it doesn't need to divert too much resources. Just hang out one or two guys.
Alright. Yeah, sure, they'll send a person. But yeah, the thing with Diddy is going pretty well so far. We've been getting some information on the layout of the house, though she doesn't know anything about your children yet. There's been no word on that. She asked if you had a wife as well, or was it just the children that the Blackwaters had?
Just the children.
He gets a little bold. He says, well, what did happen to your wife? Is she in town? Maybe something, some other area we can pursue.
No, she's, well, I mean, I don't think you guys are good enough spies to, break her free.
Is she being held by someone different?
You could say that, yeah.
They seem curious and just kind of nods and says, all right, well, if just thought it might be something we could look into, but that's fine.
I mean, you can if you want. If you find a way to take back souls from the underworld, let me know.
He says, my apologies. Kind of just quickly goes back to doing something else.
I guess he smiles and nods.
Alright.
Thank you.
So I can continue passing the week unless one of you wants to do something. The camera is open for RP, yeah.
Well, I don't want to spend a bunch of time on this, but one of the days as another errand, I would see if I could sell any of these art objects that we've been carrying.
Yeah, so that wouldn't be downtime. You can get better prices with a persuasion check, so that might be something that Glenn could do. You could do it as well, it's just you wouldn't probably get as good of a price.
I mean, Glenn, if you'd like to accompany me to the market one of the days to help with haggling, that'd be lovely.
Are you asking me to come with you and use my silver tongue to haggle for higher prices? Why, the answer is, of course, yes.
That a boy. Let's go.
That's very dramatic. All right.
Is Glenn.
So let's see. Just trying to figure out. So 17 days would be another week. All right. So yeah, you go to the market. Go ahead and give me a persuasion, as you spend several hours haggling.
Well, also, since as far as like the downtime stuff is going, since I've been putting that towards training my spies, I don't know how many days or whatever are into it so far are required, or like if that's going to make a difference or anything. That's just kind of what I've been doing. So I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, well, this type of thing, haggling, would be a couple of hours, but it wouldn't take a downtime day.
Oh no, I'm just not sure how much time has been put towards the training the spies, or how many days are required, because I think this is the second week that we've been doing downtime.
Yeah. Hang on.
I just wanted to get something, I guess, more specific before I forgot.
So I have. So the first week you were doing the Magnificent Mansion research.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have 15 days so far. I was going to go to the end of the week. So wait, how many? It's been another, I think, 4 days. So I guess we're at 19 days now. I don't have a specific, because like it's not like they're a character to level up. They're more like an organization almost. So unless you have specific goals you want to accomplish, I'm just kind of using that to judge how how good they are, is how much training they've had.
So how many days would you say I've had training the spies then?
19.
19 days. Okay, I just wanted it somewhere to track, so in case that like, oh, I've got like this many days training the spies. Hopefully that will make them a little bit better, or whatever.
Well, I have them being tracked in the downtime activities on the Splitlanders sheet, if you want to record there. But I was just kind of adding as we go.
Oh, you have been keeping track of the spy stuff?
Yeah, it's under downtime activities on the sheet, the Google sheet.
Oh, that's fine. I didn't think it was being tracked anywhere. My bad then. That's
yeah, no, I'm tracking everything. I got it all here. Okay, so...
All right, so as far as the persuasion, so I've been like haggling, I've been haggling with people and trying to like, get the highest price and stuff for a few hours. Is that what this is for?
Yeah,
just empty in the bag of stuff that could be coin in our pockets instead.
Trying to increase the group's gold piece numbers.
So I'm telling people, it's like, hey, you know the Raven Queen is, right?
Oh God.
This piece of art was in the personal belongings of the avatar of the Raven Queen herself.
I assume you're not bringing Uslag along. Do you know who this is?
No.
All right.
He has no idea.
All right.
Holy shit.
Look at that.
I am the avatar of the Raven Queen. It works every time.
The classic.
I'm using Uslag's title more than she does.
You find actually, let me roll for something.
Fucking 30.
We were trying to stay, under down to wraps. And that's why this was a little too bold there.
Can't help it when it comes to wheeling a deal.
Alright, so you find a merchant who is with House Avenhart, who is very interested in your stocks.
Excellent.
She is willing to offer you 110%.
Love it.
For all your stuff. No questions asked. Just give it
Does that
Right.
include the book?
You gotta
No.
include
Didn't. Do you want to try to sell her the book?
the book.
I mean, I would pull the, I would, I don't know because it's in the bag of holding, so I wouldn't have it with me, and I wouldn't have brought it. I would ask though. I was like, hey, I've got a book, and I kind of I kind of say like, if I knew where to get a book that was this, would you be interested?
What is this? What book is this that you're selling?
It's
Do you give her the name of what it is?
wood.
It's
Yes.
like, I'm selling the
I-
Mona Lisa. Are you interested?
No, I would say that I would say that I know of somebody that is in possession of the journal of General Josker or Yosker, whatever, and maybe looking to sell it to the right collector if the price is right.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
She
You're fucking
says,
kidding me.
Wow.
Isn't that
Oh,
in
my
a
word.
museum within the Shadowfell? It's a pretty important cultural artifact. You're saying you have this book.
No, I'm saying I may know a friend that has it.
She kind of arches an eyebrow at you a bit. Says, that seems unlikely. I mean, I'm not
But
calling you a liar exactly, but
Your friend a liar.
I would say it is unlikely as well. But if it was true, would you be interested?
she says, I mean, that would be an amazing addition to someone's collection, but I mean, wouldn't the Shadow Elves be kind of pissed?
I mean,
Did
he
you?
looks around.
I mean,
This is the
are you
material
trying
plane
to
as
tell
far as
me that they sold this to you or your friend?
he just looks around. Hey, I don't. This is the material plane. Last I checked, I don't see any fucking shadow elves here.
Well, there are some in the city, she says. Give me a
No,
persuasion check again.
Whoops. I mean, it would have been the same roll.
She says, Lady Avenhart might be interested. I don't know. This is one of the weirdest offers I've ever gotten. It's quite the offer, though. Do you think you could come to the Avenhart Keep tomorrow with the book? Or your friend, she says.
Yeah, I think I could do that.
Who are you people, anyway? You have quite a lot of interesting stuff on you, and now you're making some pretty crazy claims. Do I know you all? Are you some mercenary group?
Can you remind me about the Avenhart family? Are they
They're one of the
enemies of the
council, right?
Blackwaters?
What did you say, Mary?
They're one of the council families, right?
They are the first seat on the council, the most powerful.
They're the big wigs. Look at that.
The
Okay,
Bigwigs, the most powerful family in the empire.
and if they're lawful, then we've just made a really bad decision here.
What do I know about the Avenhart family then, working for the Blackwaters?
You know they are very mysterious. It's not often family members are seen. They mostly, from what you know, they keep they either hide in their keep or they kind of move in secrecy throughout the empire. Not much is known about why or how they keep their power, but they seem to have a lot of powerful friends. At least that's how it seems. They're kind of a mystery in the spy community. There's not much
Do I
information.
know anything about their relationships with the Blackwater, though?
I mean, the members of the council generally play nice with each other. I mean, most of the political backstabbing that happens is kind of like off to the side, out of people's views. But for the most part, like they are kind of neutral. Like they all
Okay.
sort of support each other to keep things going smoothly. Every now and then there's disagreements, and then there's like kind of political fighting, and kind of like a normal council would function. So I mean, it's not like they're great friends, but they keep up appearances. At least their diplomats do, and the actual royalty tend to play nice with each other. It's not always the case, but the Blackheart or the Blackwaters don't. It's not like they're constantly making power grabs or anything. Patience has been sitting at number 2 for a while.
Yeah. Can I do an insight check on her to see if she seems trustworthy?
Sure.
Hmm.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Man!
she seems
Cool
like a
as well.
merchant. You're not getting any crazy vibes off her.
You just kind of. But she's a merchant in the employ of the family, though, essentially, or
That was her claim, and you don't feel like
okay.
she's lying.
He kind of sighs, and we're kind of here on kind of incognito. Can you keep a secret if I tell you the truth?
She says, I suppose.
We're the Splitlanders.
Like the mercenary guild?
He nods. Yes.
Says, yeah, you got a building over there. You're right behind our keep. I know of the building. I walk past it fairly often. I always thought it
we
was run by some gruff old guy.
Well, it is, but I mean, it's because the real members are out doing, crazy odd jobs. We just got back from the Shadowfell.
Oh, well, that would explain the book then.
He smiles. I would be honored to bring it to the keep tomorrow to
Well,
about it then.
Lady Avonheart does enjoy her trinkets. She's looking for me to get some unique stuff. I can't imagine anything more unique than this. Just am a little bit nervous as to how you procured it and what issues we might have if we buy it off of you.
Well, I am more than happy to go over that and explain everything to and be open about its procurement to Lady Avonheart, as I would not want to sell it to someone of her prestige with false intention.
Alright, and is this woman your procurer? The one who keeps
Don't
pulling
claim
things
him and
out
he
of
doesn't
the-
claim me. Just let it go.
Oh, you like the... Just saw you pulling all the stuff out of that bag. I assume maybe you were his secretary.
So we do have the bag with us?
I assume so, unless you...
I don't think we were all there.
Oh, right. Uslog carries it. I guess you, if you didn't have the
I mean, I could have
bag,
handed
then-
it over, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we were planning on selling those like tapestries and stuff, it would have made sense for me to bring the bag. So yeah.
Unless you were just carrying them all on your back.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're right. So
Traveling
yeah,
wheel.
we do kind of fit
Straight,
there.
it's just like a pack mule. Just like, I got this stuff. Sturdy old lady. All right.
I'm just, I'm with the Splitlanders, a rather recent addition to their core adventuring group. I have nothing to do with that book deal, though.
I see. Well, like I said, how about tomorrow you come by the keep in the morning and you can speak with, I guess, one of our historians, and they can authenticate this book and see if we can make you an offer.
Sounds lovely.
Excellent. All right, I'll let Lady Avonheart know that you will be stopping by.
I look forward to it. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
All right, so anything else that you're all doing today?
How much money did we bank from that off selling the artwork?
We got like 8,000 something. I put it in chat, and I dropped it in the bag, but we can absolutely distribute that if people want to put some in their inventories.
I mean, in the bag for right now is fine.
Gold is
I
heavy,
think.
and I'm weak, so that's how I just
Yeah.
always.
But Glenn sees a perfect opportunity to befriend the Aventry family and perhaps exchange this book for his kid.
Oh,
Ooh.
I see. I think it's great. I mean, I mentioned before, like seeking other allies in the city, like as we've done with Phoenix Guild, makes us all the more credible if things don't work out as smoothly as we're hoping with the Blackwater plot thing.
Exactly.
If we're just strangers that nobody knows, then, we're going to be in some trouble if, the Blackwaters get the upper hand. But if we've got some allies, then, all the better.
Well, it's exactly because you had mentioned that, Estrella, that I thought as soon as I heard it was from the Aventry family, that's why I thought. That's why I
Avenhart.
mentioned the book. Avonheart family. That's why I mentioned the book. That if they were interested in it,
I'm
I
still a
could
bit
buy
nervous
me
about this
well.
book, but well done overall.
Thank you.
Does Eli have anything to say about this? I know he was kind of mad when he stole the book in the first place.
I mean, the books. I mean,
I didn't steal it. Okay, let's just get that. I think we're throwing around a lot of words and like he stole it. I didn't steal it.
Funded.
you just kept it.
I just funded it and kept that. I didn't know it was gonna get stolen. Okay, I just.
We didn't even know it was a book.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, you want to fund a heist? And it's like, fuck yeah, why would I not want to fund a heist?
I mean,
think-
to be fair, most heists that I've seen have not come away with an object worth 35K.
Yeah, it's some like harmless trinkets or like a magic item. I don't know. Like,
if we're gonna go to the manor, I worry that we've already been targeted by the Blackwaters, and if it's just gonna either put a bigger target on us, or if the Avonhearts don't have a bad relationship with the Blackwaters, does it put a target on them? If we
I agree
associate?
that perhaps we should use caution with perhaps disguises or invisibility or shapeshifting or something. I know several of us have options.
Well, you already gave them your name. Or names.
Did I?
I did.
I mean, the name
Oh,
of the
well, he
group,
said
I should say.
Splitlanders, so yeah.
Splitlanders.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Just like he didn't steal the book, we didn't
Well,
give our name out.
If they're the
Yeah.
first seat of the council, they have spies and information masters and what have you, and they probably already have an opinion about the Splitlanders
Oh, yeah.
and or the Blackwaters, and probably have some intel on
Like
our
Glenn.
relationships and stuff. Yeah.
Glenn would probably know. They have really good spies, as not much is known about their family. So
For them
you
to have
would
stayed
think-
in the first seat for as long as they have, yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, like you think they have really good people. Because
They
there's
probably
very
know
little
more about
known
us
about
than we
them.
know.
Yeah.
But then are we walking into a trap if they have a good relationship with the Blackwaters?
I don't think any. But the thing is, I mean, Glenn is also trusting the fact of like the rules of politics is that no number two family is ever friends with the number one family because no number two family wants to be number two.
Is Blackwater number 2?
Patience Blackwater is the second seat. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so sorry, real quick lore question. Who are the Sun families? Avonheart, Blackwater.
Oh, jeez. You're gonna make me look it up. Hang on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even know that I've heard any more than those two names. Maybe maybe third, but I don't remember it.
I think I have the list somewhere. I don't know if I have it in this game, so I might have to get back to you.
Okay.
I have one more
I
question
know
because I know
these. Oh, okay. So I know a couple of them. I don't remember their positions because actually Uslag in this game has encountered some of the families.
Oh, nice.
Just like
Like
the
And
politician.
wasn't the
in Issyk, I
in
think.
that town where we met Glenn, wasn't there was a family there that was connected? I thought.
They weren't one of the big like council families.
Oh, they weren't the cancel. Okay.
No.
Chevreau or Chevreau's family, or are we talking about Davalis? Is it? No, that's not
I
it.
think
Dezoric.
yeah,
Let's
So,
see.
yeah, no.
Issyk.
but I can't remember anything else that
Oh,
would've met.
if it's the families in Issyk, then yeah, I have
Two
met
of
a
them.
couple more.
The Soft
Yeah.
Spire is one of them. They're one of the more recent families. And then
Attila or something. What was it?
Okay, so the reason I don't
the
remember that is because we didn't really do that
Asmira.
whole thing.
there was the
Oh, the
there's
Asmira,
the
yeah.
Asmira and there's the Soft Spire, or two more families. I don't remember
I
their
didn't realize
positions,
those were
but
council families. Yeah.
they're
Cool.
more. Asmira is I think fourth, and they're like the most militant of the families.
Mhm.
The Soft Spire, I believe, are seventh, and they're newcomers. They're basically like really successful merchants. I don't remember the other families though.
Okay.
So yeah, those are four of the families of the seven.
I have one more question from I think it was day 4.
Mm-hmm.
How far was Slurp able to follow the dude?
So he followed him basically to a tavern, kind of watched for a while, and then just kind of came back.
Oh, he didn't keep watching the guy?
Would he have just stayed the whole night? I mean, I guess he could
I
have.
mean, yeah.
Sure, maybe he came back later and said he just went into a house somewhere after drinking for a bit.
Well, that was kind of what I wanted to try and find, was where he stayed.
Yeah, so he went, you know what, he went to the inn. So he stayed at the inn the night after some drinking over here.
Gotcha. All right, so.
Alright, but anyway, we are at time, I believe. Why don't we do MVP votes? We can wrap it up here. And I've been trying something new after games where people kind of talk about things they liked about the game or things they may not have liked as much while I do my notes. I wouldn't talk much like as part of the conversation, but you guys can maybe let me know like things that you liked particularly about the session or things that maybe didn't like as much. Just any kind of feedback you want to talk about. Oh wait, no, I think it was things you liked and like things you might want to see in the future. And like this is totally optional, so you could take off if you need to, but I'll be here for a bit if you want to talk a bit about it. I got 4 votes.
Oh, yeah. MVP. That's always so hard.
But yeah, that kind of gives me an idea of the things that the group is digging or not liking as much. And like, yeah, things that you might want to see in the future. So Glenn and Eli are tied. I need roll off.
Roll off.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh.
No, my goodness.
Yeah, it's always that funny.
Glenn,
Impersonating the Archmage is apparently just doesn't quite cut it, Eli.
That's all right.
Not next to Glenn's like 3 perfect persuasion rolls or whatever.
Perfect insight to
bunch
perfect
of
persuade.
20s. Yeah.
That's fair.
3 nat 20s and 4 rolls. I mean, those are like incredible. You know, we're shooting like 75% from the field right now.
All right. I hope you feel better, Carly.
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't.
That's
You're
okay.
fine.
It was nice of you to hang out. I wasn't expecting you to, do too much with how you're feeling.
I
I'll
mean,
make you sing next session.
okay. I mean, I guess Uslag was mostly just like cooped up doing smithing. She hates cities, so it makes sense. But Yeah. I'll try to be better next time.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright.
I think for this part of the session, we kind of also we're a little aimless. Like we were like, what do we do now? Because we didn't want to just like march right in and like, all right, we're gonna declare ourselves to the Blackwaters. So
Right. Yeah, I guess I'm
Not
kind of like, I
really.
don't really know what Uslag would really do
Yeah.
right now. I mean, she's worried about what happened with Malin, but not sure confronting him is the right choice. And so she's just been avoiding him. And then, like, everyone's just been going off and doing their thing. So, yeah.
That's fair. All right. Well, I will see you guys all next week.
oh, also.
Okay.
Good night, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.